Hello, everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of Pharmatech Solutions, where you get a complete info on some of the interesting pharmaceutical facts and technologies. Well, it's been some time since I have posted my last video as I was little held up with my office work and some personal work. Well, if you guys remember, in my last video, I spoke about how tablets work inside our body when we pop them in. And today we will understand that how these tablets are manufactured. So doesn't it sound interesting? Okay, so without wasting time, let's dive into it. Well, the design and manufacturing of the pharmaceutical tablets is a complex and a multi-stage process whereby the formulation scientist ensures that the correct amount of drug substances in the right form is delivered at an appropriate time at a proper rate and in the desired location with its chemical integrity protected to that point. Okay? Now, as most of the drug substances do not possess a required properties which allows them to flow from the hopper to the dye cavity of the tablet punching machine, they are subjected to some pre-treatment. Now, this could be either alone or in combination with some other excipients, that were suitable excipients, to form a free-flowing granules that land themselves to the tablet punching machine. Right? Now, these excipients are basically inert materials which may be added to the drug substances to either increase their bulkiness and give those desirable properties. These could be like the binders, the granulating fluids, the diluents, the colorants, the sweeteners, the flavorants, absorbents, and surfactants. Now, depending upon the intended use, the tablet excipients may be subcategorized in two major groups. And now, what are these groups? These are those that helps to impart a satisfactory processing and compression properties to the formulation. Okay, and second one is those that help to give an additional desirable physical characteristics to the compressed tablet. Okay. Now, before we get into the actual tablet making process, let us first find out how does this tablet manufacturing layout looks like. Right. Now, the manufacturing units are built in a large area which will be generally having different units like raw material warehouse, and receiving quarantine place, approved material section, a dispensary section, production room, mixing, granulation and the drying section, tablet punching section, then coating section, quality control section, and obviously the packaging section. Now let us talk about the actual techniques or methods that are used in tablet formulation or tablet manufacturing. Okay. Well, the tablets are commonly manufactured by three main processes. Now these are the wet granulation, the dry granulation, or the direct compression process. However, the manufacturing of tablets by wet granulation method is one of the most widely used method for production of compressed tablets. And it is essentially a process of size enlargement involving several steps, and the use of an adhesive substances known as binder is used here. Okay. Now the granules produced using this method of granulation has a greater probability of meeting all the physical requirements of tablet formulations. Okay. Now the tablet manufactured by the wet granulation exhibit a sufficient mechanical properties subsequently exposed to other units of operations. It could be like the coating of the tablets and so on and so forth. Alright. Okay. Now here is the step-by-step flow chart or the process of the wet granulation process. So let us understand that step by step. Now first is the weighing and milling of mixing of the APIs with the powdered excipients are done. Now this excludes the lubricant at this point. Okay. Then the preparation of the binder solution is done. Now once the binder solution has been prepared, the mixing of the binder solution with the powders to form a dump mass. Actually it forms a dump mass. Now these dump mass are basically passed or powdered into pellets or granules by wet screening using 6 to 12 mesh. Now these are passed through the 6 to 12 size mesh. Now once these are done, now drying of these moist granules are basically carried out. Now sizing of the granulations by the dry screening using 14 to 20 mesh are done after this. Alright. Once we have got the desired size granules, the mixing of these dried granules with the lubricant and disintegrants are basically carried out. Now once you got this, the compression of these granules are done into the tablets. Okay. Now let us look at the manufacturing of the tablets by dry granulation method. Okay. Here what happens, the formulation of the granules are done by compacting the powder mixtures into a large pieces of compacts, which are subsequently broken down into sized granules, often referred to as a dry granulation or double compression or pre-compression. Now this is possible, like the granulation method, which however is not widely used in manufacturing of tablets. This method is basically used when the tablet excipients have a sufficient inherent binding properties. Okay. Now the procedure can also be used a means to avoid the exposure of these drug substances to a large elevated temperatures during drying, or basically the moisture when we are when the wet granulation is used. Well, let us now understand the steps involved in the manufacturing of tablets by dry granulation method. Okay, little bit in detail. Now first, unlike the wet granulation, the weighing and milling of formulation is done. The ingredients, the drug substances and the excipients obviously. Now once that is done, the mixing of the milled powders are carried out. Now once you get this powders, the compression of this mixed powders are done into slugs. Okay. Now these slugs are basically milled and once we get the mixing of the disintegrants and the lubricants are done with this particular granules, and once we get done, the compression is done for the final tablets. Okay. Now there is another process which is the direct compression method. Now in this method, as the name implies, a direct compression involves a direct compression of the powder materials into the tablet without even modifying the physical nature of the material itself. Now, this technology actually involved in this method assumes that the great importance in the tablet formulation, because it is often one of the most cheap one, means particularly the production of the generics. This process is used, that the active substances permits a direct compression to avoid many of the other problems associated with wet or dry granulation. Now, its successful application in tablet formulation rests on two fundamental issues. Now, see, basically what happens is, in this particular direct compression, the availability of suitable excipients, if it is not there, then we can go for this direct compression. The availability of suitable machineries. Okay. Now, let us understand this direct compression process a little bit in detail. What happens is, when we are manufacturing a tablets using this process, unlike the other two processes I said, in dry granulation or in wet granulation, again the milling of the therapeutic agents and excipients are obviously done. Once you got this particular mixture, now this is mixed. The mixing of this milled powders are done with the disintegrants and lubricants, and this particular granule is then actually compressed into the tablets. So it's very simple. Okay. So this was in short about the various methods of manufacturing tablets. Well, in our next videos, we will talk about what are the quality control processes for tablets, and of course the packaging methods for tablets. Okay. So if you have liked my video, would request you to just give a thumbs up, and if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, I request you to please do subscribe to get an update on such recent technologies and some interesting facts about the pharmaceutical world. Okay, so hope to see you soon. Till then, thank you, take care, bye bye.